Hey guys, what's going on? This is Drooby and welcome to another update video. You know, typical changes to cards that they do almost every month. And this month they're hitting a lot of cards actually, as you can see right here. Although I haven't thought about too much, so it's just gonna be a stream of consciousness. So of course I'm gonna try to keep it as short as possible. Let's see, Dimension Shift. Getting hit, which kind of hurts my soul because, you know, I love Dimension Shift. It's like my favorite deck to use. Civil is finally getting nerfed, which makes sense because it's a very strong card. If that makes sense. Soul Squasher's defense will be lowered from 2 to 1. I don't understand that. Karabos. Wicked Fairy's attack and defense will be lowered from 6/6 to 5/5. Strong card. Like, I'll get into why I don't really care about a lot of these. And then Staircase Paradise will cost 2 instead of 1. And its countdown effect will be changed accordingly. This makes sense, because Staircase turn 1 is very broken. Silver Knee still doesn't understand the potency of this card, and that's because Silveroni is an idiot. Let's see, top 3 decks with the highest win rates. Karabose Blood, aka what I assume to be whatchamacallit, aggro blood decks. Yeah. Vania into Karabose turn 6. And I'm surprised that PDK actually is still like winning and whatnot. That's actually surprising. It's cool. It makes me feel bad because I liquefied my PDKs, but that's cool. And then of course Midrange Shadow, because Midrange Shadow just never dies because Demon Lord Ektar is just there, never going away because he's so garbage, stupid, awful. Now we have the top 3 decks with the highest usage rates. D-Shift, which of course came up after PDK died, after the aggro decks died, so everyone started using D-Shift. Ram Dragon will always be a top deck because it's Ram Dragon. It's so simple. Just ramp and then release a hell on your opponent. All the Bahamut. Oh, and then Karabose Blood. Whoa, this is interesting. Everyone has the highest usage rate and win rate. Interesting. I was not aware of that. So this is my main problem with this update. Although the highest win rate deck archetype, Karabose Blood, holds a somewhat high win rate. There are no deck archetypes with exceptionally high win rates. And it says, although the deck with the highest usage rate, D-Shift, has a somewhat high usage rate, there are no deck archetypes with exceptionally high usage rates. I feel like they keep saying the same words over and over again. Basically, what I feel like they're saying is, oh, none of these decks, none of these cards that we are nerfing, their deck, the decks that they're in, they're not super successful, but we're just gonna nerf them anyways because we need something to nerf. We need to change something somehow. I think that's all that's really happening. I think the changes to these cards mean very little to everything in every way. I will only agree with that D-Shift is the best deck to use against stall decks. Literally can beat almost any stall deck except for Heavenly Aegis. Yeah, if you just get out Heavenly Aegis in turn 9, like, D-Shift loses. So yeah, they increased the cost from 18 to 20. That doesn't really change. They did that because of the owl. Because the owl, Owl's ability is pretty fucking broken, which I understand, but also it's not that. Excuse me. It's not that big of a deal. I guess for the other cards, they're like, oh, these are all used in very strong decks, so let's just nerf them. And because I feel like the people at Shadowverse often don't know what they're doing, they're like, this will help, right? Let's see, Sybil, like I said, attack and defense will be changed from 4 to 5. This doesn't really mean much because it already does what it's supposed to do. It ramps and heals you for 3. It's still very, like, it just went from being like super really awesome broken to okay, now we're just a really strong card. Like, it's still a very good card. It's not really not that big of a deal. Little Soul Squasher, this to me is like the most meaningless like nerf. It's not even a nerf in my opinion. Defense will be changed from 2 to 1. Like, oh no, like its ability's still there. Like you still need, like, it says the 4 shadows pop evolved follower, and that's all you need Soul Squasher for. Like that's the main use for it. So changing its defense means nothing. And then Carabao say it's the same with Little Soul Squasher. Its broken ability changes. If you change the ability, you know, I would understand, but you don't. So, excuse me. Yeah. That's what's happening with that, and I don't really understand. The only one like, all of these I think are kind of dumb, in my opinion. They're not gonna change the usage. Not gonna make decks. It might make D-shift like just a wee bit slower. Cause you know, for me, I get a little triggered with it costing 20 only because I tend to like get this. I almost never get this card at the beginning of the game. That's just how I feel about it. So me personally, I get a little triggered. I'm like, oh great, now when I get it on turn 6, now I definitely can never play it. And that's fine. But yeah, to most people, it's not gonna change it that much. Sybil, Strong, Soul Squasher, Caraballs, they all do their abilities. They're just somewhat weaker now. Yeah, nerfing Staircase. I think that's the only nerf I agree with, because it's really good. Let's see. You know, it's has the enhanced 5 ability, so that hasn't changed. So yeah. And it's still good. It's still a good card. You just played on turn 2 instead of turn 1. Like, it's fine. Yeah, so temporary vow bonus. People who play this game, do not liquefy any of these cards. These cards are still very, very, very good. But yeah, this is just more of Shadowverse team kind of like, I think they literally just were like, let's look to change things because we just want to change things. You know, I'm probably gonna play some Shadowverse right after I'm done with this, just to see if like this really has any profound change. But I'm telling you now, it probably doesn't. Everyone's gonna keep playing the same decks. There might be a little bit of change because that just randomly happens. But none of the decks that are used are affected in any way. Like, none of the decks that run any of these cards are really affected. So yeah, I think if they were trying to change the meta, I didn't think they did a good job. It was a bit, they usually like turning everything on their head. They kind of just didn't do much, which, you know, that sounds like Shadowverse. Oh god, I'm telling you, the Shadowverse team, I'm telling you, they don't play their own game. It's incredible. But I'm not gonna go on a rant. I'm gonna end this video, which is probably over 10 minutes. Thank you guys so much for watching, if you have watched, and I'll catch you guys for the next Shadowverse video. Until then, this has been Doo, and I am out of here. Bye.